If you want to change the way you look at things, you have to decide that. Only then will the things you look at change. But you have got to make that decision. It's not going to happen on its own. Because sooner or later, life's going to stop giving you opportunities to recognize them as signs, and you'll die with regret. How to feel it in your guts.
Gut instincts.
Yeah.
This is like a tricky one, I feel like, because you're someone who lives by your gut instincts, right? You're always talking about, well, in your gut, I feel it in my gut or whatever. And a lot of times you'll ask me, well, what does your gut say?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, and for me, it's not as quick of a, oh,
I
this
don't
is what my
know.
gut says. Exactly.
He went too deep.
Yeah.
If I can unplug my headphones, that was such a good one. Maybe not.
um, but it's a mix of my overthinking and impulsiveness all in one that I have to first I'm like, ooh, this idea feels good, but then I'm like, but am I being impulsive? And then I start overthinking, is it impulse or is it a gut instinct or what should I do? And then I forget what my thought was even in the first place.
So,
So we were talking about how to figure out if what you're feeling is a gut feeling, right?
mm-hmm.
And kind of how to listen to that.
You have it's a loaded question. It's a
It
loaded
is.
uh, uh, topic because I don't know if you ever seen the movie. You ever seen the movie Signs with Mel Gibson and Joaquin Phoenix?
Is it an alien movie?
Yeah, yeah. Like,
Oh, I think I
yeah.
have seen that.
I'm about to say. I know you were like
About the crop
25 letters.
circles?
Yes.
I've
Yeah.
seen that. It's been
Fucking
a
awesome
long
movie.
time.
Anyways, there's a point in the end when Mel Gibson says, there's only two types of people. They either see signs or they see coincidences,
Hmm.
right? And you have to decide which one you are first. Okay, because that will tell you right away if you're the kind of person that um, believes in your path and believes in a certain and has faith in a certain thing about yourself or whatever it is you're trying to do with this life and whatever, and everything that you see and experience is a sign of direction for that purpose or path or whatever, or it's a coincidence and you make your own destiny and whatnot, and those things that just happen is the way it's just life, and they mean nothing to you, and you take nothing from that. You know what I'm saying? You don't put no stock in it either, so you're never let down. But there's no divine implication for you whatsoever. So you have to decide
Hmm.
which of those two you are. And I believe I'm the kind of person that I see signs. I've just been doing it so long that I think I can understand the difference between a coincidence and a sign. And from a gut feeling standpoint, I think I've gotten a lot better at understanding what is a gut feeling and what is a simple want or desire. Because I think that's also where it gets tough. Like, how do I know if it's a gut feeling or if it's
An impulse.
or an impulse? Because if you're impulsive, that also clouds things, and it makes it worse if you're like us and you're impulsive and you're fucking ADHD. And you forget what you were impulsing about in the first fucking place. Like you were
I
asking me
think
a question a while back, and then you stopped midway through and just. And I was like, I'm looking, I'm checking the internet connection, like, yo, did I lose the bitch? And you just like no glitch, you just
no, I
not,
just
you weren't
literally
even
froze.
blinking. I was like, fuck is wrong with you? Like, then come back. Like, are you okay? Like, the screen wasn't glitching. I had no error codes or nothing. Your brain was just. I wish we were recording that motherfucker because that shit was weird. That was fucking
Oh.
weird. But anyways, if you're easily distracted, a lot of people would think that makes it hard to recognize signs. And I think it
Hmm.
actually makes it easier because it clears the noise. Okay. To me, the biggest trick to understanding the difference or recognizing the difference between gut feeling and an impulse is what the thing is about,
Hmm.
who it affects, and why you want to go for it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
like what exactly you have something in mind?
well, I feel like I'm the kind of person who in the moment might feel like it's a coincidence, and then when I look back, I'm like, ooh, I don't think that was a coincidence. Even like being here,
Mm-hmm.
I remember at a point I was like, wow, this timing is working out great. Like I'm on maternity leave, I'm going to this gym, and they're like, hey, you want to help with some accountability stuff? And I'm like, sure. And then as time goes on, like, hey, want to train here? And it's just great timing that I was kind of
Yep.
looking to get out of teaching and this and that. And actually, Miranda at one point was like, but also, it's not that it's a coincidence, it's that it's you. Like you've done things that have, number one, gotten you to this point, and you're only in this coincidental position because of all of the things that led up to it. And I was like, oh, damn, she's kind of right. And ever since then, I've kind of looked at things differently. Like, well, sure, was that a coincidence in timing? I mean, at the time, it kind of felt like it. But when you look back on it, I can go back 7 years ago where it was actually more of just following my instincts, my gut, listening to what my soul was telling me I needed to do. And
Mm-hmm.
each time I listened to that, it was a step closer to this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now that I look back on it, I'm like, oh, I think that was my gut. That wasn't just a
Yeah.
series of
Sure. Sure.
coincidences. Those were decisions I felt were necessary, non-negotiable in each moment that I made them, not knowing the next one that it was going to lead
Yeah.
to. You know what I mean?
I think the gut instincts, the gut feeling, it comes, if it's something arbitrary like a fucking handbag or whether or not to go on vacation, like that's not, that. Could it be a gut instinct? Sure. Could it be because there's something going to happen on your trip? Like, okay, sure. Should I or should I not spend all this money that I don't have to go on a vacation because the love of my life could be there and I might meet him or her? And oh my God, it could, like, could that happen? Way, sure. Fuck. See, in that case, you're wanting that. Like, that's a want.
Yes. Yes.
If it's divine, it'll come to you one way or the other. And that's kind of where you start to make the discrepancy, because it's you can't control things that are involved with that issue outside of a simple yes or no. Like the handbag, let's just say, is it a gut instinct to buy a handbag? I mean, you can always return the shit. What do you have? No risk involved. That's not a gut instinct, that's a want. A gut instinct is something that should follow you and it involves somewhat of a leap of faith.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how, to me, how I've learned to say, okay, this is not just something of impulse. It's keeping me up. I can't let it go.
Mm-hmm.
I'm afraid of it. But again, we
Mm-hmm.
talked about fear being something that is simply that it's an unknown, potentially an unknown situation that you don't have an answer to.
Yes.
Okay. That's all fear really is. Uh, and if it has that component, maybe you change your lens to it being something more along, okay, what does my gut say? Not what does my fucking punk ass sister say, or what does my piece of shit best friend say? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going drinking with the guys tonight. Like, don't follow those motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Birds of a
I
feather.
I think it's a gut instinct feels less like a want and more right. And even if it's scary or unknown, it still feels like that's the next right thing. Like
Yeah, but
that's
to me, the gut instinct, I can't justify why I feel that way. I could
I
try,
agree.
but I'm
I
very
agree.
aware of why I'm explaining it a certain way, and that's what helps weed out what it is. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Why do I want to build a container? Why did I build a container house? Was it a gut instinct to build a container house? No, it was not. What I wanted to do was not have a fucking mortgage.
Mhm.
I wanted to build a place for my mom. You know what I'm saying? Da, 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 da. And then like finishing it through, what I realized was coming from it was the only way I could get to a position where the next chapter of gut instincts in life could even present themselves, was that I had to get to this point.
Mhm.
But to decide to get here was not about a gut instinct. That was the path.
Right.
This is one of many ways I could have gotten to this point. I believe that is, I would have found my way to this point in my life one way or the other. This just happened to be it.
Mhm.
Because the battle wasn't getting through the container house and all that other shit by myself and dealing with mom's loss and all of the fucking shitbags that I had to deal with from a trade standpoint and all the bullshit with Oklahoma nonsense, from weather to insects to piss poor fucking workmen and their, just all that, that wasn't, the point was just get through it because I can, so I can get to a point where I can flex the intuition that I believe God gave me.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I'm here, now I can open up my eyes to through a different lens because my skin has gotten that much thicker and I'm able to feel things differently. You know what I'm saying? So when you
Mm-hmm.
have, like, if you've gone through a weight loss journey before and you failed and you tried again, you failed and you tried. But when you take that example, if you're that kind of person, I challenge you to say, man, it's not that it's not working, it's that it hasn't worked yet. And I think I'm not failing big enough. I need to actually go and fucking fail at something to really know, why do I keep fucking failing?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should just say, fuck it. I'm going to balls out and spend this money on so-and-so and this program or this elliptical. And I'm going to da-da-da-da-da-da. And either you decide at the end of the day, come triumph or failure, you either lower your expectations, up your budget, right? You either lower your desires or up your means to achieve such thing, because you can't have both with the reaction being disappointment. Now, conversely, when you succeed, the bad part is it almost feels unsatisfying. You almost feel relentless about it because it becomes an addiction to succeed at something.
Yep.
Is that the worst thing that could happen? I mean, damn it, I'm addicted to being a winner. Okay, you know what I mean? So I feel
Well,
like that's something that, just from a gut instinct standpoint, being true to yourself and seeing it, you have to actually say the words, I believe in signs pointing me towards this, pointing me towards something. It's not an accident and it is not a coincidence. Or I don't believe in that shit. Sometimes people are assholes and it's not a sign. You know what I mean? Like, it's
mhm.
just a fucking coincidence. And stand on that shit 10 tones deep. That's it.
Mhm. So the person who is sitting there saying nothing's worked, maybe I should just drop a bunch of money on X program.
Mm-hmm.
How does that person distinguish? All right, now is this going to be something that I impulsively waste a bunch more money on, thinking
Mm-hmm.
that it's going to work and then being disappointed when it doesn't and I've spent all this money on it? And I've got a gut feeling that this is exactly what I need in order for the rest of my life to look a certain way. How does a person distinguish that?
I think you have to look at what's the alternative, because in that situation, it's the outcome is what there's only two ways to come. You either win or you lose at it. And if you win, you're healthy as fuck and you're going to claim it's the best decisions you've ever made. Right. When choosing yourself is really what it was all about. The alternative is you fail and you were right anyway. Because in that way, from what you're saying, you made it sound like you're already expecting to lose. So hopefully you go into it. If you're expecting to lose, I hope you're right. Lose. Because all you can hope for in that way, you're setting yourself up for the failure, is to fail big enough that you create enough dust in that shit show of a brain, and you can start to figure out, like, man, you know what? I really didn't need to think that way. And in that fucking moment,
You
you
won.
won. Either way, you win. And that's not a perspective on shit. That's fucking logic. Because I'm telling you, if you're going into it negatively, if you're going into it, I'm going to spend this money, da 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 da. Worst case scenario is you spend the money, you get it done, you lose all this weight, and you're going to say, I could have done this on my own. Okay, cool. It
Do
doesn't
it then.
matter because you still
Yeah.
won. Now you
Yes.
can continue moving on. You won because you learned a new way. Cool. Or you fail fucking miserably and you were right. You still win. It's a win-win. You know. But if you're looking at it like, no, I could lose the money and then be super depressed and da 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 da. I can go down a rabbit hole and just, it can really, I just don't think I can take that kind of heartbreak. And it's like, well, you kind of been doing it from day one, man, for the last, I mean, this shit didn't happen overnight.
Right.
If you think about that, here's a good one. Keynote this motherfucker, 15 minutes and 41 seconds. If think about that, how many less motherfuckers would we have? Obese, out of shape, woe is me ass motherfuckers. If the moment you ate that piece of shit, that Reese's or whatever, the chip or the drink or whatever it was, let's just say a piece of chocolate for fuck's sake, I don't know. What if you ate that and you instantly became a fat ass?
Oh, that would suck.
No, it wouldn't be fucking beautiful because you'd never do that again unless you wanted to be a fat ass. Like, what the fuck? But we don't notice it. No, we nibble here, we nibble
one
there,
little bit at a time, and before you know it, you're looking at it like, how did I get myself here?
Some shit every fucking time, like that.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Look but don't touch. Okay. Touch but don't taste. Taste but don't swallow. But we all know spitters are quitters. So here we go. What the fuck? You know what I mean? So it's like, goddamn, dude. You know what I mean? So if it happened if it happened in an instant, you wouldn't be doing this shit. Now, here's the irony. We don't want that, right? We would never want that. I don't want to do that. I wouldn't want it. Like you were just saying, like, maybe you're right. I take it back. Maybe you're right. It's not good. Why would you want it in an instant? Right? But we want to be able to savor the bad shit. Look, it didn't bother me. I can just do some push-ups, or I can just throw out my food and be good to go. I can eat whatever, and I won't see the results of this for the next 6 months. Whatever. Okay. Now, why are we okay with that? We don't want it in an instant, but when we want to get in shape, we want that in an instant, real fucking quick.
Yep.
I want a drop of sweat, and with that drop of sweat, I want 800 pounds to go with it. I want to go in a size 80 and come out of 0. The fucking kind of sour ass Lululemons is you sucking on, motherfucker. Hell no, that shit don't work like what? You get to choose what you have in an instant and what the fuck you don't? Hell
I know.
No.
And how many times do we hear people say things like, I mean, I've been guilty of this too. You think to yourself, I go backwards so fast and forwards so slow. Like it feels like you can put yourself back 10 steps like that.
See, where I believe I'm different because of the gut instinct and all that other stuff is to go backwards, I get it. Okay. But going backwards and going reverse are not the same thing. Okay. I know I'll go backwards at some point. That's fucking life. I can't control everything around me. So what I do is the moment it goes backwards, I'll turn the car and fucking reverse. Because what direction am I going in?
Mm-hmm.
Let me help you. You're still going fucking forward.
Yeah.
Okay. If I'm heading northbound, driving straight, and I feel my life turning around, I'm going fucking backwards, I'm going to turn the car and go fucking in reverse. And now I'm still heading northbound. I just have my ass out first like I'm at a fucking club. Fuck out of here. Bitch, I'm still winning. You see what I'm saying? So when you expect the unexpected and you can look at things as signs and say, shit, you know what I mean? And again, I think we all have the divine ability to let our own light shine again, because we all have that instinct that we know is common sense. It's more common sense than you think. It's not
the gut instinct.
Yeah, just because I'm saying divine doesn't mean I'm saying we got to wait for Jesus to the Virgin
Mary's got to be the
standing over your bed like you're a disappointment, but I'm gonna give you another shot. That's not what I mean, okay? Because if it's raining outside, you're gonna be thinking about that umbrella. Like, do you have one or not? Like, you have a gut instinct to prepare and take care of yourself. If you're a parent, you have a natural protective instinct for your kids, like the natural gut thing to survive is there, and to survive is movement. It's happiness. Right?
Good
all
food.
The other shit is not.
It's easy to hear something like, well, what does your gut say? Or to think about a gut instinct and immediately think you have to go to like this deep introspective place, when really a lot of times it is when I've got a gut instinct versus an impulse, it's like, okay, well, is this something that I want right now? Or is this something that feels right? It just feels
is it something
right, even when it's scary, right? We mentioned something before you started recording about being lazy versus being unfocused. Like you fucking know if you're being lazy versus being unfocused. There's a difference between making excuses and giving yourself grace. Like, is there something going on that truly something else needs to be prioritized right now? Or are you letting yourself believe something should be higher priority just because you're actually being lazy and avoiding the thing that you don't want to do?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But that doesn't take a whole lot of introspective, what do I really want out of life, to understand that
Yeah.
you
You- yes and
if,
no. I mean, that takes the perspective. And
true.
sometimes to get to the point where you can change said perspective, there has to be some kind of enlightenment. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
I want to, I want to readjust my vernacular from what I said before, the whole reverse thing, like put the car in reverse and go backwards.
Yes.
That's what I mean. I think I had it the other way
Yes.
around, but I was in the heat of the moment and I didn't thought about it. It was just following my gut and saying, shit, fuck out of here. Okay, proof. Like I'm not thinking it through necessarily. My gut says I'm on this track right now. Like
Hmm.
let's just
This
go
is
till
where
the
we're
wheels
going.
fall off and have at it, you know.
Right.
But do I think it's exhausting to think that a gut instinct is, requires this esoteric connection.
Meditative. Yeah.
I think that has to reflection, has to happen at some point. If you want to change the way you look at things, you have to decide that. Only then will the things you look at change. But you have got to make that decision. It's just not going to happen on its own. Because sooner or later, life's going to stop giving you opportunities to recognize them as signs, and you'll die with regret
Mm.
and ignorant to boot, because you probably would never even known half the things you missed.
Yeah.
So, other than common sense, this is why I don't know. It's hard to connect the two and be serious when it comes to fitness, because why the fuck would you not want to get healthy? Like, I don't.
Yes. Like,
You want to be in pain, and I don't. Why? What?
right.
Okay. But again, win-win, right? So if you want to do that, why the fuck are you trying to get, bitch? Go to Meijer, go to Walmart, go get you some fucking little Debbie's, become Big Debbie. Go hang out, like go be fat and sassy. Ain't nobody stopping you from, you know what I'm saying? I used to turn away. I've turned away clients in the past from
Hmm.
Lifetime that were happy as fuck, and like they would come there for their meet or their they get their one-on-one or whatever, right? With the I forget, the plus one is what it was called. It was a one-on-one they would get for free, which is just an opportunity to sell them on some shit. And then you have a consult with a new member, and that's just how it starts, right? That's how their
Hmm.
penetration system works,
Right.
which is fine. It works fine if you're in the right mindset for it and you have the right trainer that can get the message across. It works fine. But I turned away people that were coming in and um, happy as fuck that where they're at. They came
And if,
because they had a pool for their kids. It was an expensive gym. The husband could come play ball at the courts. There's enough machines and equipment. Like they knew they weren't in their 20s, and they were happy with that. I mean, those are the easiest consults ever. Those were fucking 10 minutes long. It's like, bet. Well, let's use this fucking freebie you got and let's go, have at it. Like,
yeah.
show me what you like to do, and I'll tell you the best way and times to get there so you're not facing a rush. Like, this machine feels different. This one, like, low. Let's go. Go be happy.
And
Some
if
of them
you're,
came back, some of them didn't, but they all knew they could trust me. And to me, that was where it was at. So my gut told me, never lose that. Never, ever lose that. Don't ever fucking cave because of a sale. Don't compromise somebody's time. I don't want to go too far and say their vulnerability because you're only going to be so vulnerable sitting at a trainer desk in front of 800 people. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So,
But I tell people that still all the time. If you're happy where you're at, don't fix what ain't broke. Like, don't, if you're happy where you're at, then be happy where you're
yeah,
at. But if you're not happy where you're at, then do something about it. You can't
yeah,
say you're happy where you're at and then complain about it and not want to change anything.
yeah,
It's all gotta match.
yeah. If your ass is fat and you're happy and you're happy with where you're at, let your husband clap them cheeks. If you're fat and you're happy, let him clap your cheeks. If you're fat and you're happy, let him clap your cheeks.
Oh
If you're fat and you're happy, and because who the fuck
oh
are
my
we to
gosh.
tell you otherwise? You know what I'm saying?
Yes. And I'll show you how to change things if you're not happy with
Yeah.
where you're at. I'll take you on that journey and show you which turns to take when you're driving that car, and help you understand where, when you do have to flip it around and put it in reverse to keep going in the same direction and pivot and whatever else. But I can only tell you, if you don't really care, like, I could tell you anything and you're just
Yeah.
wasting your money.
Yeah.
Like, you're not
It-
going to
it-
do it.
and if we're talking about, well, what about fitness exactly are we talking about here? Like how to get started? Because if it's that, like, that's easy. That's a goal setting thing. That's a expectation thing. If you're
People,
sedentary and what in your mind is the vision in your mind, but 5 pounds less, or is the vision in your mind but 20 years less? Like, okay, because one can be drastically intimidating, one cannot. One is manageable if your mind is right.
right.
And
You know,
that doesn't have anything to do with signs, I don't think. That's a logic thing, basic, like set the expectation right, and then you
so
follow your gut with how to get started.
so I've not been in fitness my whole life. I didn't care about it for a long time. And once I did get into it and I started dabbling and I saw some results, and once I got to a place where I felt like I had a really good handle on it, I was working out on my own, 6, 7 days a week. 6, 7. I have kids. I
Stupid.
hate that.
I'm not
But,
acknowledging you. That's fucking stupid.
but the, even when I felt like I had a good handle on it, I remember many, many, many hours in my thought processes spent thinking, okay, now I'm eating this way, which is the way that I researched I should be eating. But is it the right way to eat, or should I be eating this other way? Or I'd be laying in bed in the morning thinking about skipping the gym, and I'd be like, how many rest days are okay to take? And I'd be sitting there Googling at 5 in the morning, how many rest days will wreck your progress? And it was this constant battle of, logically, I knew I was doing all the right things,
Mhm.
but internally in my head, I was questioning everything. And looking back on it now, and in talking to people daily, I'm getting questions all the time about, all right, I saw this supplement on the internet. Does it work or does it not? I'm like, I bet you can answer that yourself if you really sit and think about it for a second. It's the fact that you even had to ask me if the supplement you saw in a TikTok ad works probably gives you your answer. And now that I look back on it,
Well,
and
okay.
I can pinpoint all of these times that I'm Googling all these ridiculous things or having this internal battle with myself, I think in all those moments, my gut was already telling me what was right. Then you get into that overthinking thing again, and you've got all these sources coming at you from every single angle, and
Mhm.
and common sense would say, if you take 2 rest days a week, you're not going to die. You're not going to lose all your progress. But everything gets so convoluted that
Well, see,
it
the thing
makes you
with
forget how to listen to that gut.
supplements have always been a tricky thing. TikTok shop is where I get. I mean, TikTok might as well be Amazon, for fuck's sake, nowadays.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just
Mhm.
as, and even as an old schooler myself, I'm uncomfortable. I'm never on TikTok, so I don't fucking know. But they cross promote feeds and shit. So I'll get them on Instagram all the time. They'll say, "Oh, I'll click the link below my TikTok shop," and it's like, nigga, this ain't fucking TikTok. Fuck out of here. You know what I mean? And then I feel old, and I just get all confused. So the source, TikTok shop or Temu or whatever, it's not just the source. It's supplementation. To simplify that, like you were right, like if you're asking the question, you already have your answer.
Mhm.
But I think that from a supplemental standpoint, the question you should be asking is, am I looking at supplements from wherever they're from? Am I looking at supplements because I'm not eating right? So am I looking for replacements, or am I looking for a supplement, as in something to take to supplement my current caloric
State.
intake?
Yes.
That's the question, because I mean, nobody knows fit kid athletics from shit. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? From a macro, how the fuck do they know?
Mm.
I mean, the industry is such a fucking shit show. Why is GNC still alive? What? For those random malls that are still there, you can probably still find a GNC chilling in the mall
Yep.
across the way from Annie Ann's
Yep.
and 579 and Spencer's and what
Five,
else is there?
7, 9.
County Seat. Remember County Seat? Yeah. Fuck out of
No.
here. You don't remember County Seat?
No, what's
You
that?
fucking child. Never
What
mind.
is it?
It's like a American Eagle sort of, but before American Eagle was there, it was a county seat. It was like 90s. Fuck you. Whatever. Fuck you cough like that for? Did you got emphysema or something?
I didn't cough.
You just like get like raspy glad. Fuck you. It's a county seat. Whatever, Dick. Route 21 and whatever. That's an older
I
one.
know that one. I knew
I'm
all
sure
the
you
other
do.
ones,
Fuck
just
that.
not that one.
County
What?
seat. Anyway, don't get me sidetracked. See, sidetracked. So supplements are always questionable, always this and that.
Always.
You can get them from a master formulist and chemist that you know for 20 fucking years, and it'll still be questioned because they're never sanctioned by FDA. Now, is that really a bad thing? I don't know that
Yeah.
do we trust the FDA nowadays? I don't.
Even if it is
Do
trusted
we
by the.
trust the CDC? Do we trust
Yes.
anybody? Do we trust the government? Fuck's sake. And I voted for Trump, and I still don't trust the government. You know,
Yes.
I don't, so at the end of the day, if you're the kind of person that's questioning supplements, that make sure that you're questioning asking the right questions about the topic of supplementation. Not is this a good idea or not? Like, you know what I'm saying? But from
Yeah.
a gut
Which,
instinct standpoint,
again,
like there's a
goes
time and a
back.
place to implement that kind of propulsion for any given action.
Right. Yeah.
Not that there's a case that's too small. I'm not trying to say that. I can't say that for everybody, but there are times then, it's like, man, should I wipe my ass from the left to or the right today? Like that's not nothing that my gut tells me. My gut says to wash my asshole because I have diarrhea. Like what the fuck? Like there's no reason to complicate shit.
Right.
There's a time and a place to use the gut, and it's when shit, like I said, shit that matters. Not that it doesn't matter to have a filthy asshole, because who wants to be walking around itching? I'm not talking about that, okay? Okay, because that's just fucking. If you have a hairy asshole, it makes it even fucking worse, because then you're just gonna start a fucking forest fire, and it's awful.
Yeah.
Nobody wants a fucking fire down the Mud Valley. It's fucking terrible.
Mud Valley keeps
So
coming
bad.
up.
And then you got to sit. If you drive, it's especially awful because it's cold. You got heat seaters on. It just makes it even fucking. It's just, I'm gonna stop sharing my personal experiences. Moving the fuck on. Anyways, there's a time and place for the gut, and to me, that's how you find it by recognizing, first and foremost, if you are the kind of person that sees signs or coincidences, and then that topic, whatever it is it something you can't let go of? Is it something that cannot be accomplished in any other way but by a tough decision on your part? Right? If it's an impulse, you can usually find a way to obtain that thing other than the first way. There's usually a ton of different ways you can get that thing done. All right. But you don't, then you'll say, like, let's just say it's a big purchase. Do you want that thing or do you want a knockoff? Like, what is it you're trying to get at? Then you can peel back from there and say, well, I want to get this. Why do you want to get it? Well, I want to get it to impress so-and-so. I want to get it to have it at this party. I want to get it because it's in style. You know what I mean? But it's not really a gut instinct at all. It's just an impulse and you want to get it. And it's just make up your mind if you can afford it or not, because you can always return it. Like, you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
gut instinct related, gut feeling related, usually in my experience, revolve around situations that could potentially be life changing, or life pleasing. It gives you peace at whatever it is you're going through, because something's got to change, but you're not sure what it is. And if you go after it and it didn't change, but you feel better about having made the decision, then that was a gut call. And that wasn't that you were wrong. It pushed you one step further, and one step further, and one step
Yes.
further.
And that's how
So trial by fire is like,
Well,
you know.
that's how I perceive what you said about if you use your gut, you'll never be wrong.
Yeah,
Even if it doesn't work out the way that you originally anticipated, if you took something from it,
yeah,
and if you took something from it and you feel good about the decision that you made in the first place, then you can't be wrong.
yeah. And if you find, if it turns out where all the bad shit happens and you have regret and it was wrong all the way around the line, then it wasn't a gut feeling. It was a fucking, it was an impulse,
Yeah.
you know, and that's, it's not always easy to see
Yeah.
that
Yes.
beforehand.
When you go back to it and you're like, yeah, that was
Yeah.
definitely should not have made that decision.
It wasn't your best call. But if you
Then
can learn to
that
look
was
at
the
that and
impulse.
say, but
Yes.
the next time I come across a decision like this, I'm going to recognize that as this was just like this happened to me once before. Now I know. Like that's,
Yes.
guess what that's
So,
called? That's not a coincidence. That's a sign.
mm-hmm.
See what I did right there?
Mm-hmm.
So just fucking do it. Make a decision.
Yes.
That's all you can do. At the end of the day, that's all you can do. So